Hey everyone, Monty G here, and this is now my Extreme Rules results video. Yes, last night we watched Extreme Rules, the 10th Extreme Rules, and it was a pretty entertaining card, say the least, despite the fact we didn't really have that many matches that actually had Extreme Rules in them. We did have some, but you would think on the top of a pay-per-view that has Extreme Rules, we probably would have had a lot of matches that had different stipulations in them to take advantage of the Extreme Rules, but I digress. Here's the results, and we'll see how well I did on my predictions. Now, for the kickoff show, we had Adrian, Cien, Amos defeated Sin Cara in a singles match on the kickoff show. Unfortunately, I did not predict this matchup, but if I did, I probably would have picked Cien, being that they're trying to push him, and Zelina Vega, they're trying to push him. So obviously, I heard it was a good match. I did not watch this matchup, but I heard it was a pretty good matchup, and I did not pick this one, but he did win that match. Another part of the kickoff show was Sanity versus the New Day, and as I predicted, Sanity would win the matchup because the New Day, they're so over. Losing this matchup was not going to hurt their status as one of the most over uh, uh, tag teams in the WWE right now. And Sanity, they needed to win to I guess, solidify their placement in the tag team division. So it was a pretty good matchup. We had a nice, good spots right there. But Sanity went on to win the matchup. So now I'm 1-0. And perhaps a very shocking development, the B team of Bo Dallas and Curtis Angle defeated the leader of worlds, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. And they are now the new WWE Raw Tag Team Champions. It was a pretty good matchup throughout the matchup. Didn't last very long, but yeah, they won the titles, and that made me 1-for-1. Did not expect the B team to win, but it's going to be interesting what they're going to do with this, with the B team. And a matchup I could have sworn could have been for the kickoff show. It's nice to see that Finn Balor defeat Corbin, or I should say Constable Baron Corbin. That's what he wants to be known as. And a very nice matchup. You saw Corbin get a little bit frustrated throughout the matchup as Finn Balor would try to use his finishing move, the coup de grace. Several times he was very lucky to get out of it. Right when you thought he was about to put on his end of the day's finish, Finn Balor got him in a inside cradle and got the 1-2-3 on it. So now I am 2-1. In a match that I believe is just an insult to the obviously the great in-ring performer that Asuka is. Carmella defeated Asuka, no thanks to James Ellsworth. He got put up in a shark cage, and they tried to pull all the tricks they could to get Carmella to win the matchup. He tried to get out of the cage. Unfortunately, he was hanging off of the cage. While the workers tried to get him out of the cage, Carmella snuck behind Asuka and bumped her head on the top of the shark cage and got the easy 1-2-3 pin. And a very, very bad matchup. It's obviously that the WWE know that Carmella, wherever talent that she has, is not the in-ring performer that Asuka is. So they really took advantage of that. I really don't know why they are doing this to Asuka. I'm assuming that they got something special planned for her for SummerSlam, but you can't let a star like Asuka look this bad. I mean, that's just bad booking. Oh, and by the way, I am now 3-1 for the United States title in a very short matchup, and once again proves how great Shinsuke Nakamura is as being a heel. He defeats Jeff Hardy in less than 6 seconds. Right before the match begins, he gives him his typical low blow, and easily by the time the match gets started, he hits his oh boy, I can't pronounce his finishing move. The knee to the face, Sirakara. Yeah, the Sirakara move, and he pins Jeff Hardy to win the matchup. But after the matchup, we get a shocking surprise. Randy Orton music hits, and he comes out to the ring, and we all thought he was going to do something to Shinsuke Nakamura, but actually, he just does more damage to poor Jeff Hardy and kicks him right in the gonads. Whatever you want to call it. A very bad night for Matt Hardy. For what I understand, the reason why the match was short, mainly because they were trying to save on time because of the Iron Man matchup, and Jeff Hardy was also battling some injury, so that's the reason why they booked the match the way they did. But your new new SmackDown United States champion is Shinsuke Nakamura, and I'm now 3-2 in the steel cage matchup. Even though Kevin Owens did win the matchup because he did got outside the cage when feet landed on the floor, but I'm pretty sure that's not the way he went to go about doing it. And once again, in a great show of great strength from Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens handcuffs him, but Braun Strowman breaks out of it, climbs up to the top, and literally just throws Kevin Owens from the top of the steel cage all the way down to the German announcer's table, where he unfortunately wins the matchup, but I don't think it's not the way he wanted to win the matchup. But he did win, and I picked Braun Strowman, so now I'm tied 3-3. Uh-oh, I'm batting 500, not good. For the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, before the match begins, the Bludgeon Brothers attacked Team Hell No. They literally just threw Daniel Bryan on the garage door and literally just really messed up Kane's ankle right before the match began. And when the match began, you give Daniel Bryan some credit. He actually went out solo, but particularly I would say about almost all the way to a third to the matchup before Kane came out in a walking boot and tried his best to do what he could. But unfortunately, the Bludgeon Brothers were too hard to handle. They won the title, and they won the match and retained the titles, and I picked them, so now I'm 4-3. In the in the match between Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley, it actually was a pretty good, entertaining matchup. I really enjoyed it. You got to give Bobby Lashley some credit. He can really put on a good performance, and he really took a real hard bump prior to the match when Roman Reigns had him up in a fireman's carry and literally just threw him over the ring right onto the concrete floor. That was a real hard bump that Bobby Lashley took. But he actually won the matchup right when he got a Superman punch, and it looks like Roman Reigns was about to give him a spear, but then Bobby Lashley speared him and won the matchup. So what happens? What's going to happen now? Prior to that matchup, Raw General Manager Kurt Angle came out and gave an ultimatum to Brock Lesnar, saying that you either come on Raw and defend and work out the stipulations about who you're going to defend the United States title with, or I want to strip you. I'm going to strip you. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what's going to happen on Raw tonight and who's actually going to be the #1 contender to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Because, like I said before, he has not been on pay-per-views since WrestleMania. And I don't know what he's going to do. And the fact that he actually showed up at UFC, I think it was last Saturday, he actually showed up. It looks like he challenged one of their guys. I don't know the guys because I don't follow UFC. But it was pretty interesting to see him there. And he's still with the WWE. He signed the WWE. So I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm pretty sure that he's got to defend the Universal title at SummerSlam. Oh, and by the way, I didn't pick the winner for this matchup. So I'm not going to count it as a loss for me because I didn't pick anybody. An Extreme Rules match for the Raw WWE Women's title. Alexa Bliss eventually won and retained her title against Nia Jax, where we saw Ronda Rousey, as I predicted, coming to the matchup. Now, she's supposedly been suspended for 30 days, but since this was an Extreme Rule matchup, that means anything goes. So even though she did get into the matchup, she's really coming on her own. The fans ate her up. I think that she's really holding on her own. I'm pretty sure they're still going to work on her mic skills. We'll find out more tonight as far as what's going to happen between her and Alexa Bliss and for SummerSlam. But I'm pretty sure they got some plans for her for SummerSlam. But she's doing pretty good on her own. Like I said, once she improves on her mic skills, I think it's going to be a great career move for Ronda Rousey. As for the match itself, it was pretty entertaining. Alexa Bliss came out with Mickie James, and they were literally just bringing about anything they could. She got some good. Nia Jax got some good spots in there. So did Alexa Bliss. But Bliss did win the matchup. She did retain the title, and since I picked her, that makes me, I believe, now 6-4. No, 6-3. 6-3. For the SmackDown WWE World Heavyweight Championship, AJ Styles held on and defeated Rusev Day. Rusev and retained the World Heavyweight title. It was a very entertaining matchup. Rusev did sell a injury on his knee where he could not get the accolade in. Eventually, AJ Styles wound up getting the phenomenal forearm on him. He did a nice spot and one where he did a 360 slam. I thought that was a very nice spot. Give Rusev credit. He actually did wrestle a pretty good matchup. I like how they're using him. I'm pretty sure that they'll have other plans for Rusev because he's pretty over. And it was very funny how they kept saying Rusev Day and AJ Styles. The fans were into it. So despite the loss, I think the sky's the limit for Rusev. And finally, for the 30-man Iron Man matchup for the WWE IC title, was a pretty entertaining bout. It saw some great spots from both men, but it actually ended up in a draw, which I'm not surprised it happened because I've seen this happen before. I think it was Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels wrestled. That was a 60-minute match, if I'm not mistaken, and it wrestled to a draw where both men got both pins, but eventually Bret Hart lost that one. And here they actually were tied up 4-4 right when during the time when time was ticking out. Seth Rollins was able to get the stomp on Dolph Ziggler, but by the time he got it covered, he ran out of time. It was a 4-4 tie. Everyone thought that Dolph Ziggler was going to win the matchup, but Kurt Angle came out and gave them a sudden death. But unfortunately, Drew McIntyre interfered in the matchup. Dolph Ziggler was able to get the zigzag on Seth and got the pin and retained his title on it. But it was a pretty good match. I really enjoyed that matchup, which I thought both men were capable of doing. Like I said, Dolph Ziggler continues to prove what a great in-ring record he is. So, I actually did pretty good. I was wind up with a final tally score of 7-3. So I did a pretty good job. I understand that my good friends Danny Nightmare and Dr. Motherfreak, they actually had a bet. Whoever lost would have to drink some pickled slushy from Sonic. And I would actually do that because I don't think I have a problem drinking it. But unfortunately, they don't have any Sonic restaurants here in the Philadelphia area. I searched online. They don't have any Sonic whatchamacallits here. But like I said, overall, I thought it was a pretty good card. Like I said, I didn't like the women's matchup. I thought it was, it's a total waste of an in-ring worker like Asuka is. I'm pretty sure, like I was saying, it's a waste of a talent of a good in-ring worker like Asuka is. And hopefully you got something planned for it and finally give her the belt because she deserves it. You know, if you go and do this to her, it's kind of an insult to me. But other than that, it was a pretty good card, and I enjoyed it immensely. Let's see. We're going to see what's going to happen when the event of the summer comes, and that will be SummerSlam. So I will definitely have a prediction card for that up when they get ready to build this up, which I'm pretty sure will not take them long, being that is on August the 19th. So, my wrestling fans, what do you thought about Extreme Rules? Did you enjoy the card? Did you like the matchup? Didn't you like the matchups at all? Again, leave your comments down in your comments just below and tell me what you thought about Extreme Rules 2018. Well, horror fans, that's my video for today. I hope you, I should say wrestling fans, not horror fans. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and share because it does help the channel a lot. And this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, that way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules. Ha ha ha. We'll see you for the event of the summer, SummerSlam. Ha! Peace.